Yo, what's going on, guys? Parker here, and I am back with another video. And today I got my top 4 MLB prize picks plays for the day. And before you get in this video, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel down below if you are new. Give this video a big thumbs up, as that really supports the channel out a ton. And if you are interested in going on over to Parlay Play and using my code FF23 for an 100% match on your first deposit up to $100, that would really help me out a ton, guys. I really would appreciate it. And Parlay Play is an awesome daily fantasy sports betting app where you can win up to 75x your money on a single slip. So it's an awesome app where you can take advantage of it and win a lot of money at one time, guys. So go ahead, hop on over to Parlay Play and use my code FF23. But without further ado, let's get right into this video. So yesterday, 2 in 1 day, another winning day. We'll definitely take that. If you followed my Summer League plays on TikTok and Twitter as well, and YouTube Shorts, 2-0 day on the Summer League. So 4 in 1 day overall. We've been cashing out a lot recently. We've been really profitable as of late, and I want to continue that streak going into today. And I got 4 props that I'm pretty confident in for a Saturday afternoon baseball and a one night game tonight. But really confident in these plays. I like these a lot, and I think these guys get it done. 3 strikeout props and 1 fantasy score prop. But without further ado, let me show you these plays, guys, because I'm really confident today. So the first play is a run it back from yesterday because the game didn't happen, but it's happening today. Now, of course, there's a rain delay, so the maximum innings Glasnow could pitch technically is 7 innings. But Glasnow hasn't gone 7 innings all year, so I don't even expect him to get that. I wasn't expecting him to get that before. I think he's going to get 5 to 6 innings, but I think he's going to cover this line in those 5 to 6 innings. So he's over this line in 3 straight starts. He's over with 12 2 weeks ago versus the Royals. The Royals strike out the 6th most in all of baseball, so they strike out at a really high rate. The Royals strike out the 3rd most in baseball over the last 15 games, so they've been striking out at an even higher rate. He's averaging 13.8 Ks per 9 on the season, one of the highest strikeout rates in the entire MLB. Glasnow, obviously, him or Spencer Strider is the most dominant strikeout pitcher in all of baseball. Glasnow, obviously not one of the best pitchers, but this guy just flat out strikes out people. And he's going up against an abysmal Royals offense, a Royals offense that doesn't hit for contact either. They struggle to put the ball in play. And this is just overall an awesome matchup for Glasnow to get to 8 strikeouts. And I think he gets this done. Even if he really goes like 4 innings, I think there's a good chance he still gets to 8 because he's been that dominant of a strikeout pitcher all season long when he pitches, when he's healthy. So as long as there's no injury and Glasnow can get, 4 to 5 innings in, I really think he covers this, to be honest. So Tyler Glasnow over 8 strikeouts versus the Royals is my first play of the day. Next up, I got Framber Valdez over 6 strikeouts versus the Angels. Now, the Angels strike out the 11th most in all of baseball, so they strike out at a pretty high rate in terms of compared to other teams. He's pushed her over this line in 7 of his last 8 starts versus the Angels. So Valdez has obviously owned the Angels a bit. He's obviously been dominant versus the Angels. And Valdez is pretty much the best pitcher in baseball. We know this. He's not a super high strikeout pitcher. However, he gets like a strikeout an inning. He's had 12 plus strikeouts in 2 of his last 4 starts versus the Angels. So he's been dominating the Angels strikeout wise as well. He's been having some really high matchup for him. And then the Angels have a bottom 10 OPS over the last 15 games. Their offense has really been struggling without Mike Trout, without Anthony Rendon, and it's pretty much just Ohtani with a bunch of scrubs in their offense right now. Mickey Moniak's been really good, but I don't know how much that's going to hold up. So Valdez has a really good opportunity here versus a not-so-great Angels offense. And then he's pushed her over this line in 4 straight starts overall. I think at worst, Valdez pushes this, but I think there's high potential that Valdez just soars over this line today. And I think he does get this done and covers this line. So Framber Valdez over 6 strikeouts versus the Angels is my second play of the day and maybe my favorite play of the day because I think at worst he pushes this, guys. Next up, the third play. I got Blake Snell over 7.5 strikeouts versus the Phillies. Snell is over this line in 4 of his last 5 starts. He's had 10 plus strikeouts in 4 of his last 5 starts as well. Snell is obviously up there for one of the most dominant strikeout pitchers in baseball. I said Glasnow and Strider, but Blake Snell is a dominant strikeout pitcher as well. He got off to that rough start to the season when it came to his strikeouts, but as of late, he's been the most dominant pitcher in baseball, and he's been looking like old dominant strikeout heavy Blake Snell. The Darvish was dominant versus the Phillies last night, and Snell's a much higher strikeout pitcher at this point in Darvish's career. So I think Snell has a high opportunity to be able to strike them out a lot tonight as well, as he's obviously been the most dominant pitcher in baseball over the last month. And then the Phillies, like I said, strike out the 10th most in all of MLB. So they strike out at a decent clip. They're not striking out a ton or anything like that, but they strike out at a good rate. Good rate for Snell to be able to cover this. And this is the only prop really that I expect to definitely get bumped. Valdez probably will get bumped to 6.5 by game time. But this Blake Snell prop, I think, is going to get bumped to 8 at least. So make sure to get this in before the bump. But Blake Snell over 7.5 strikeouts versus the Phillies is my third play of the day. Next up, I got James Paxton over 35.5 fantasy score versus the Cubs. It's my only non-strikeout prop of the day, but I like this prop a lot as well. He's over this line in 3 of his last 5 starts. He's facing off against the Cubs, who strike out the 9th most in all of baseball. Obviously, a team that strikes out at a really high rate. The Cubs have a bottom half of the league OPS as well, so they're not a very good offense as a team. They're not horrible or anything. It's not like he's facing off against the Royals or Tigers or A's or anything like that. But the Cubs are not a really good offense, and Paxton has been a great pitcher all year. There's also lots of lefties in the Cubs lineup, so great matchup for Paxton because if they keep the lefties in the lineup, obviously advantage Paxton. If they take the lefties out, put righties in, he's facing lesser hitters. He's facing more bench bats. So a really good matchup here for Paxton in terms of lefty on lefty. And then the Cubs strike out the 4th most over the last 15 games. So obviously a higher chance that Paxton's going to be able to strike batters out. The Cubs, I don't know what's been up with them, but their offense has kind of went to shit after going through a stretch where at the beginning of the year they weren't good. Then the middle of the year they started to win some games, play better, and then lately their offense has been bad again. So I think this is a really good matchup for Paxton. And yeah, guys, I really like this here. James Paxton over 35.5 fantasy. Sorry, God. James Paxton over 35.5 fantasy score versus the Cubs is my 4th and final play. So those were my top 4 MLB PrizePicks plays for the day. If you enjoyed my content and you want to see more from me, go ahead, subscribe to the channel down below. Give this video a big thumbs up, as that really helps the channel out a ton. And go ahead and hop on over to Parlay Play and use my code FF23 for an 100% match on your first deposit up to $100. Take advantage of that, guys. It's free money added on when you use my code. So it's free betting money. Who wouldn't want free betting money? Take advantage of all the sports betting apps. It's always nice to be versatile and not just rely on one app. But yeah, guys, great start to the week. Start to the MLB season back up yesterday. I said start to the week. Start back up to the MLB season. Another winning day. Let's keep it rolling. Let's get this sweep. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow.